Hi, I'm Shreese, and we'll be expanding on the case study done in class. I'll be focusing on the case introductory, the case summary, and the problems identified throughout the case.
Hi, my name is Jacob Stecklin, and I'll be talking about recommendations for Ryan and potential outcomes from these. I'll also be giving our final recommendation for what Ryan should do, and I will also be giving the conclusion of the case.
So to start, we'll be discussing the social media platform of Facebook and its security breaches and the problems Ryan ran into. Ryan right now is deciding whether he should delete his Facebook because of the security breaches he's experienced and the negative effects he's had. In this case, Ryan is a commercial lender for Trustees Bank, and he also is a regular Facebook user. Ryan enjoys using Facebook, and it's helped with the social media through his business. But recently, he's experienced the security breaches of hacking. His bank account information was taken, and someone had used his social security number for tax returns. And Ryan right now is debating whether or not it would be beneficial for him to go ahead and delete his Facebook or not. But first, he wants to consult with the Trustees Bank social media experts to decide whether he should do so or not, whether that would positively have a good outcome or have a negative outcome.
So the main problem in this case is that Ryan doesn't know if he should use Facebook anymore because of the security breaches. His social security was taken for tax purposes and someone hacked into his bank account. Ryan really enjoys using Facebook and enjoys the benefits of connecting with others on it. However, he really needs to outweigh the pros and cons here because on one hand, he's getting a benefit from using Facebook, from connecting for others and be able to advertise for his business. However, on the other hand, he's really sacrificing some personal privacy. So Ryan really needs to decide what's best for him.
So one recommendation that Ryan could implement to solve his issues with his debate whether to delete his Facebook or not would just be to solely delete it and start using other social media platforms to advertise his business, such as LinkedIn. We looked at a website page from LinkedIn that discussed the benefits of having a LinkedIn page and what the promoting could do for you, and it also emphasized how secure LinkedIn is compared to Facebook. So LinkedIn is used solely for professionalism and students and job career seeking. So by using this rather than Facebook, it would solely focus on being able to advertise his business, and rather than Facebook, it kind of just throws in the social aspect, so this would be good to focus on the business part. By deleting his Facebook, it would kind of take away any possibilities of being hacked, as there are, it said, 83 million fake Facebook profiles, and there are hardly any on LinkedIn, so this would be a good way to stay away from the fake people and the hackers. You don't have to put as much information on. You don't have to hook up your LinkedIn to any other social media platforms like Facebook suggests, like logging in through Facebook. You don't do that through LinkedIn, so it makes it a lot more secure that way too.
The second recommendation that our group came up for Ryan is to delete his Facebook account and create another one. By doing this, he could get rid of all the information that he had on his first account. And hopefully when he creates his second account, he puts less personal information on this. I am actually not on Facebook, but I was a few years ago, and I never remember having to put any of my social security, bank, or address or anything really important information. So when he recreates his Facebook, he needs to be very thoughtful about what information he puts on there. We read a New York Times article that talked about how how Congress might step in and make social media platforms adhere to different rules and not make people put any sort of private information like that on there. So by deleting his Facebook, Ryan could even wait and see what happens with Congress and see if they implement any new laws.
The third and final recommendation, which is not necessarily an ideal recommendation to give Ryan, would be to just keep his account but delete all of his personal information that was once stolen or possibly in the future could be hacked and taken and used against him. This way he doesn't have to, I guess, restart his Facebook, because it is a hassle to get all your friends back and have all those same photos and memories you had on your last Facebook. He could also, with this, kind of contact Facebook and see if all of his information is truly deleted, as Facebook doesn't necessarily want like any more legal issues that they already have going on. So they will be quick to respond to Ryan, and it's an easy check for them. I would assume is to just see if his social security number's off, his bank information, any sort of links that he has to his personal life are just kind of off, and then maybe emphasize his like privacy on his like photos and account, because I know there are settings for your privacy where you have to like maybe add to my timeline for posts that people tag you in, and your friend agreement, decline and accepting that. So maybe just like up his privacy on his Facebook page and delete all of his information.
Our group is going to recommend that Ryan deletes his Facebook account and does not get back on Facebook and starts to use more professional platforms, preferably LinkedIn. We looked at a life hack article that discussed some of the negative effects of Facebook, and there were so many different things that I didn't even think about, not including the security breach. So to start, it talked about how people, when they're looking at Facebook, they just kind of scroll through and they look at posts of either just people having a good time or just random posts, and it's inversely related to mental health. A lot of people can look at Facebook and it can lead them to be unhappy because they think people are always constantly doing things when this is obviously not the case. The article also discussed how Facebook makes people less productive. So think about, if you're just scrolling through posts all day when you should be studying, then it almost becomes an addiction where you just constantly want to be looking at posts and seeing what people are putting on Facebook. Whereas if you're not on Facebook, you'll have so much more time. So say the average person spends an hour a day on Facebook. That's an hour a day that you could have been either working out, going to class, reading a book, or just doing something more productive. And then obviously the security breach is a huge reason why we recommend that Ryan delete his Facebook. It's never a good idea to have your private information on the internet because that can become a big hassle if your information gets hacked. So in this case, someone took Ryan's social security number, and with that, they can just take his identity, which is not a good thing. So by deleting Facebook, Ryan will eliminate the root of the problem.
So some positive things coming out of Ryan deleting his Facebook entirely would be that obviously he doesn't get hacked anymore. So this would, help protect himself and all of his personal information so no one has access to it. He can, feel more secure and better about himself and not have to worry on a day-to-day basis whether his information is being used by somebody else to negatively affect him. He won't have to worry about fake profiles or any sort of, stalking going on his normal Facebook by strangers that he doesn't know. He will also be more productive in his day without having Facebook. I know there's a challenge, like people do different challenges of, if you take away social media, how much more productive are you in your day? So this way he could work more with Trustees Bank. Maybe he could even work towards finding ways to make Facebook more secure in his free time for everybody else. So all in all, it's really positive outcomes coming from Ryan just deleting his Facebook and using other platforms like LinkedIn. It makes it more professional for him, and doesn't have to worry about those fake profiles, and he can maybe find more potential recruiters through LinkedIn and more, students willing to want to work for his bank that way.
The only negative effect of our recommendation of Ryan deleting his Facebook would be Ryan begins to kind of feel out of connect with his old friends, because Facebook is a good platform where you can see what your old friends are up to who you otherwise would not be able to keep in touch with. However, I feel that this will not be a problem because Ryan will begin to realize that he really wasn't even staying in touch with his friends. He was just looking at them through a phone or a computer. So I think Ryan will then start to maybe think that he should get in touch with his old friends and maybe even call them, and he can really catch up on a real basis. So to conclude, we think that Ryan should delete his Facebook and begin to use other professional platforms, preferably LinkedIn, to connect with others, and we think this will be extremely beneficial to him. Thank you.